You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter. And they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Cam Little out for the opening kick. And here we go from New Orleans. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Throwing on their first play. Looking right, and he finds him. They're working a couple of yards past the line. Stopped by Deion Henley.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Throwing his Rattler. Pressure gets to him, and he goes down. That's a sack. We do have a marker down, but where it's at on the field, partner, that sure looks like it's in the neighborhood of holding. Here comes the Saints punting unit. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the 49ers will go on offense. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Flowers will go in motion left. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but cross the line there. That earns the holding penalty. They'll try and throw it here. Escapes the pocket. His first throw is an interception. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT. And the Saints take possession of the football.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time when they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Rattler has it down close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. With some trickery here on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Pete Werner has it. And the Saints are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
He's got it near the 10. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Chris Olave with the touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Saints drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. They pull out the reverse. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
From the 31. He's on the move. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a 49er first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And it brings up a San Francisco first down. Looking to the air here. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Saints grab it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
It is charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
Well, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They give it to him again. And it's a nice gain, but they needed just one more yard to move the chains. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Throwing now off play action. Complete beyond the marker. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Still has room inside the 15. And finally, he's down at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
From the gun, Garindo. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Saints take a 20-zip lead. Isaac Garindo with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He loses the football. And they scoop it up. They can still run with it. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice. But kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Oh, he got some air under this one. Deep down the middle. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Saints grab it. Oh, boy, Brock, some very deja vu offensively here. This is exactly how their last drive came to an end, too.
Yeah, bummer for the offense, but
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. From the gun on 3rd down. Completed to Flowers. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pass into the hands of Devontae Walker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's the... We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. Stays in the pocket. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down. They'll throw it. Cut at the 10-yard line. They get 28 out of that play. And that's a 49er 1st down. From the red zone now. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
Blown back, it's the handoff. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length, it may not be a home.
And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Tez Walker touchdown. Little tacks on the extra points. And the 49ers get it back to a 14-point game. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
Back to the well again. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
Chased out to his right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Ifatu Melifonwu with the INT. And the 49ers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, great work by the defense there, Brock. Coverage keeping things tight downfield even as he extended the play, and as a result, they pick up the INT.
And the eyes were bigger than the stomach on that throw. It was as if he was committed to it right when he left the pocket. But if nothing opens up, you're going to pay for trying to make a throw that simply isn't there.
And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Another carry for him, and he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Completed over the middle. Running in the red zone. Touchdown, San Francisco! The 49ers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Little able to connect on the point after. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Gets it through the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line. This defense just kept swarming. This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He puts some power on a deep one left. This is brought in at the 50. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Rattler. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints take a 13-point lead. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Gronk, well, we all, at this point, expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
That one right down the middle. And the Saints double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Buys time, rolling right. He can run it. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
Running back, motioning right. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Caught for big yards on the right side. Down to the 10. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a one-score game in the first half. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Thrown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
1st down, and they go right back to it. Has another lead. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints grow their lead just before halftime. McPherson to add the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Looking up towards the dome, can't bring it in clean. He'll elect not to bring this one out, so give him the touchback. We'll start at the 20. First and 10 now from the 30. One of the tight ends motioning right. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Completed to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That's completed right side. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Forced out to his right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing it again here. Finds a seam down the middle. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a one-score game before halftime. Little tacks on the extra point. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Looking to throw, Rattler. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
The tip definitely broke up that throw. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Now Rattler. On the move, headed right. Oh, look at it. The ball is out. And this goes out of bounds. The fumble, not ideal, but hey, did end up being a small gain on the play.
Oh, you know what, Kate? That defense right there, they thought they had a huge play until they saw that ball bouncing out of bounds. One bounce in just the other direction. They're off the field. Instead, well, they're on the field. They got to shake it off, though, and keep this offense from the end zone.
And he nearly takes it to the right. They'll get 18 yards there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Good offenses. Kate, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Dumped off to his running back. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives him first and goal.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Rattler back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. We have a timeout here. Second one taken by New Orleans. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Now it's second and goal from the 1. Gonna keep this one and go. And he's able to get back to the line, but that is all. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain, and now they're just inches short for third down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. They don't connect there, and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
With only 3 seconds remaining, they're going to bring out that field goal unit. Angling this one in from the right hash, the challenge here. Butker knocks it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Returning it from the 4. Lateral doesn't work. Fumble! And the fumble recovery is made. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Here's a reverse. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now a give running right. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Complete out to the right side. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a 49er first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like. about that amazing play.
On first down, they'll run. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Now it's a bootleg for him. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. A good defensive play breaks that one up. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short? They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
To throw here on first down. Throw left side, complete. And they make the stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Give him 3 yards, and they're just inches away on 3rd down.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out in 3rd and short.
And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first. Back to throw. Finds the in route complete. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Little able to connect on the point after. And the 49ers cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. He'll bring it out from the middle of the end zone. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
That's an incomplete pass. Couldn't find a home there.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. Escapes a defender. He's going to go down right along midfield stripe. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down for a loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, and they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And that'll bring up 4th and 3.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on 4th down, and they move those chains. Ball at the 33 for first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They give it to him again. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
This offense will take that from their ground game every time. But I know, because I've been around this league a long time, runs like that, they're really hard to come by. It takes everybody, and maybe a little breakdown there on defense, too, to take advantage.
It's a New Orleans touchdown! You should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Point after, up and good by McPherson. And the Saints make it a 10-point ball game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. He's got a man left. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
He was looking for Zay Flowers. And now they're left with 4th and short. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Saints will get set to take over. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Plowing up the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he can't reel it in, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Handoff now from the gun. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Throwing his Rattler. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. Found some space, ended up with 18 on that return. And they're going to take over possession. Throwing now from the gun. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing 3rd and long. He sent a man in motion. 3rd and long for him here. That's caught for the first. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A touch. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Walker hauls it in. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. They'll run here on first down. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Offense up to the line fast. Takes the handoff, now to throw. He's on the move. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Here's the lone backup. Oh, the football's loose. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco first down. Tight end going in motion here. They'll throw on first. Escapes the pocket.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 34. Getting out to his left. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Pickup of 2 here. And that's a 49er first down. He'll look to throw. That's incomplete left side. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. And now they face 2nd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Hits his running back. He picks up 15 on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
A gain of 15. First down, San Francisco.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has it in close. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. They don't pick up anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and punch it in. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
And he barrels across for the touchdown. The 49ers make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. Well, I'm fairly certain he left his leg up there just an extra half second to try to draw the flag. But hey, you still got to be able to avoid running into him if you're the defender.
You know, Kate, you make a great point. And I've always wondered what these kickers and punters do in their meetings. I think they do that. They put on a pretty good show so they could draw a penalty, too. Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Now we're on the counter. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them. Keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
Chased out to his right. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. Looking for the back that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Lone back gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Rattler to the air now. This is complete to Olave. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Third and just 2 to go. Running it now out of the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. Back to throw it. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. 49ers trail by a field goal. They go play action on first. That was just thrown away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, so this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
That one vehemently swatted away. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as it begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Throwing now. Try and push it deep downfield. It could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Saints make the play that should win them this game.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints parlay the interception into points. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints make it a 10-point ball game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. A reverse on the opening kickoff. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Saints will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault. but it isn't any easier to stomach for the sake of his mental game. I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Olave with the catch. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat. But the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. And that one's behind him. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Throwing now, off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. So it's a win for the